This episode of the Damage Guild podcast is sponsored by listeners like you. Join the guild at patreon.com/damageguild to receive exclusive perks, member rewards, and bonus content.
Last time on the Damage Guild podcast.
Where do you think we should go, sir?
Check that door to your left.
It's locked.
Does anyone here have a lock-picking set?
I could try my hand.
Why, Verrol, are you a burglar?
More a lock enthusiast. I can't seem to figure this one out.
You detect a faint scent of sewage.
Stoke, go investigate that awful smell, please.
The floor collapses out from under him, and he reaches out and then catches himself hanging above this pit. A gigantic centipede begins to move towards Stoke. Roll initiative.
That's a 20 for Zara.
And that is a 20 for Verrol.
Wouldn't that be a 21 for you because of the scouting bonus?
Scouting applies to everyone.
Oh, okay.
We all get the benefit if one of us in the party chooses to do it. So that would mean I'm on a 15.
The centipede moves very quickly, climbing along the wall until it's next to Stoke, and tries to bite, misses once, and then bites with its second attack.
This thing's pretty accurate if it's hitting on its second attack.
Yeah. Must have just had a good roll.
Monsters tend to be more accurate than the players are, actually. Stoke takes a small wound from the bite, but he looks like he's pretty much fine other than the fact that he's hanging off the ledge. And it's Verrol's turn.
Okay, I don't know whether to help him up. My first instinct would be to dive to the edge and grab his hand and try to pull him up. But I don't know how that works in terms of mechanics.
You two are diagonal, so you probably you can probably reach him. You're probably adjacent, right?
I would think.
I would think you could make a strength check or an athletics check. Or aid, maybe?
Realistically, you're not going to be able to pull him up entirely on your own, so it would probably be an action to prepare to aid him as he tries to climb up.
Okay.
I'm not sure that that's necessary, though. He might be able to just do it on his own.
Yeah, because that would be like Jay's whole turn, right? Wouldn't it be ready to aid?
I think ready
one action.
to aid is one action, yeah.
Oh, okay. So you could do two things and then tack that on to the end.
Okay.
That's a good instinct. Just don't know if the game rules make sense with it yet.
He will have to make a check in order to climb up, so if you aid him, then you could potentially help him on that check. The centipede is out of melee reach because of the verticalities with Stoke hanging on. The centipede didn't have to go all the way up the wall to attack him. It's about 10 feet away.
Oh, so it's further down the tunnel or whatever. Okay.
It's further down the pit, and the pit's about 20 feet deep.
So then I'll use an action to hold my dueling cape protectively.
This is where you get out your super sweet ninja stars.
What?
You don't have your super sweet ninja stars?
You didn't pack the ninja stars?
Oh, no, I wasn't aware I was supposed to bring them.
You throw your rapier like it's a playing dart.
Like it's a javelin.
Just drop it down on top of the centipede?
Yeah. So I'll hold my cape protectively. I'll aid or prepare to aid. And does that use my reaction?
It will, yeah.
Okay. Can I aid him even if I'm not next to him?
If you can explain how.
Yeah, okay.
Well, there's a demoralize action. Maybe there's a moralize action. You can cheer him on.
And then I just don't use my last action?
You could try to intimidate it.
Does it have to be able to understand me?
Nope. You just get a negative.
You have a -4 if it doesn't understand you, but you can still try.
Alright, sure. I will attempt to intimidate it. Ah, you dumb centipede. You're not very good at things.
That's not a bad roll.
Not too bad at all.
You're trained in like everything, and this is a charisma-based skill.
Yes, I do have a lot of skills. Mad skills, one might say.
You shout very intimidatingly at the centipede, and it seems that it at least takes notice and is backing away. And you have succeeded in intimidating it.
If I've ever seen something that was all knees and elbows, it's you.
That's an excellent debuff you just put on that guy. It's a -1 to everything.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, dude. Is it afraid?
Yes.
Frightened?
Frightened
1.
Ha!
Nice.
Go back to the pit of refuse from whence you came.
Until the end of its next turn, it has a -1 on absolutely everything.
Awesome.
Frightened is good.
Gnarly, dude.
And considering it just went, start of its next turn is quite a ways away. The end of its next turn.
That is my last action.
That was a fantastic, though, turn, Jay.
That was like my throwaway action. too.
This may be the best thing you did.
Yeah, certainly the most effective.
Zara.
All right, so I will have Mr. Crowley fly up to the centipede using his independent ability, so it doesn't cost me an action. And I'll just have him go ahead, fly. I'm assuming I can fly over top of it to the other side.
Yeah, he's flying down into the pit to get there.
Okay. And then I will cast Shroud of Night, which is my hex cantrip. So the centipede makes a will save.
What's the DC?
17 is my spell DC.
That is a critical failure.
Oh, all right. I don't think there's a crit fail effect on this, but
Crit fail.
The target is shrouded in murky darkness. It treats bright light as dim light, and unless it has greater dark vision, all creatures are concealed to it. So now it has that 20% mischance whenever it targets us with anything.
Also an excellent debuff. You guys are just setting Kardain up.
Which triggers Mr. Crowley's ability, Familiar of Stalking Night. When you cast or sustain a hex and your familiar is adjacent to an enemy to which it's concealed, it becomes Frightened 1, which it already was. Does that stack?
No.
Okay.
If it increases the frightened condition, it would say that.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with having multiple ways to get frightened on stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And the concealed is huge.
Second action is going to be to cast Protect Companion. Target Mr. Crowley within 30 feet. Until the start of my next turn, it gains a +1 circumstance bonus to AC, and it gives me the life block reaction, which is sort of similar to Raise Shield. And my third action, I think I'll just cast Shield on myself.
If emote isn't already an action in Pathfinder 2nd Edition, they need to add it.
Fortnite dance?
Yeah,
Should that be
you can just floss for your third action.
I'm going to do the orange justice, please.
There you go.
Kardain?
All right, I'm going to lean over the pit, and I see what you're doing, Verrol. Trying to help our new friend. I mean, he's my new friend. You've known him a while.
He's in the pit. I mean, he's going to fall into the pit. We must save him.
All right, so I'll target him, and I will cast Guidance upon him.
Something that we have to keep in mind is that most effects don't stack.
So is aid a status bonus, or is it a circumstance?
Aid is a circumstance.
Ah, well, perfect. That works.
Yeah, those two do stack.
Okay. I hope you get some good help. All right, and then I turn my attention to the beastie. You said this centipede's really long, right?
Well, for a centipede, yeah, it's probably like 3 or 4 feet.
Okay, if it's 3 or 4 feet long, shouldn't I be able to aim my caustic blast at it in a way that might not splash Mr. Crowley?
So Mr. Crowley's next to it, but still kind of above it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe if I aim it lower down the body?
You could just aim it below the centipede.
Yeah, exactly, and just catches his backside, his tail.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I will target him and cast my caustic blast.
It succeeds on the reflex save.
Okay. I still roll damage though, right?
Yeah, it's a basic save, so he gets half damage.
Well, that was pretty pathetic. But at least I hit.
The centipede is slightly sprayed with acid, and it's still afraid, but that was the first actual hit against it.
Aha, first blood.
Well, you know what I always say? Slightly spraying with acid is better than no acid at all.
That's right. Hey, saving throws, yo.
Stoke's turn. Considering he's got a melee weapon, he's actually going to try to attack before he tries to climb out.
He's a brave one.
I like Stoke already.
Yeah, he is. He's.
I don't know if I would do that if I was dangling over a pit.
He's bad to the bone.
He's like, oh, I'm closer to the enemy. I'll hit him first. He's like the real hero that this story deserves.
There's got to be a penalty for attacking while you're hanging, right?
I would imagine so.
I don't think it's going to matter with his roll. He gets a critical hit
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey!
on the centipede.
Stoke.
We often have very powerful friends. We're not very good or powerful, but our friends are.
But our NPCs are.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know. He just rolled 1 crit. I get it, thing.
Yeah, so he deals 22 points of damage.
Oh!
Whoa.
Holy.
Jiminy Christmas.
And the centipede just goes flying off the wall and into the muck on the ground.
Wow. That was almost a one-shot.
That's so cool. So he's just dangling and just crits the centipede.
Stoke! I dare say, old bean. Bravo.
And then, with his athletics check and your help, he climbs up on top of the ledge.
Still using only one hand. He just flips up onto the ledge.
Flings himself up.
Flings the blood off the end of his sword. And then sheathes it. Smooths back his hair. Jumps across the pit.
Or he's got an axe.
Yeah, his axe.
He's way cooler than all of us combined.
Yeah, it's true.
Pretty sure that was a critical success on the athletics check, too. So, he just pulls himself.
With one hand.
All right, guys, I'm going to pack it up and head home. Stoke, have fun.
Yeah, Stoke, can you just clean out all the gremlins? We'll be up in the woods waiting for you.
Stoke, remind me to increase your holiday bonus this year. You've earned it.
As you're all celebrating, you see a gigantic scorpion come out
Oh, my goodness.
from the door opposite you.
This place is crawling.
Oh, it is.
Wow.
And it also moves up to Stoke, and it attacks.
My goodness.
That centipede was my best friend. How dare you?
We were engaged to be married.
We had two freakish little half centipede, half scorpion babies. What's wrong with you?
How could you destroy my life like this? You homewrecker. Our two little baby centiscorps at home.
Scorpipedes.
Alright, so this scorpion, it looks as though its body is practically built from rock. It has black plates going along its back. And it comes up and tries to grab with the pincers and then stab with the stinger, but both attacks miss.
I knew it. It's a rad scorpion. There's no mistaking them.
That is not all that happens.
Oh, jeez.
Small humanoid creature, blue in color with pointy ears and wearing tattered rags, steps around the corner from the same room that the scorpion just came out of, and it cackles gleefully at you before pulling a dart from its belt and chucking it at Verrol.
Kardain, is that one of the gremlins you've been speaking about?
Yes. Well, it is.
What a vile little creature just tried to stab me with a toothpick.
Alright, the dart misses. Verrol.
I think there's only one thing to do in this situation, and that is to tumble through. So, I will stride. I will make an acrobatics check, and that is a 15.
So you fail to pass its reflex DC.
Oh, so I get shunted back behind Stoke. Can I try again without penalty since it's not an attack?
Yeah, you can spend another action to do so.
Yeah, I feel as though it's an important tactical maneuver here in this instance.
Yeah, it seems right to me, too. Like, as melee, you want to get over there.
Yeah.
It's really tight in this room where we are because of the pit.
Yeah, the pit is taking up a big swath of the room.
Yeah, so when the pit collapsed, it filled up basically 2/3 of the room, and there's only a narrow walkway next to it, around which Stoke and Verrol are now trying to pass, and the scorpion's blocking the way.
Yes, so the first result was a 15. This time it's an 18. Let's see if this works.
18 is still not enough.
Oh, no.
Oh, man, this guy's got a pretty good reflex. You could do what you did last time. There's multiple enemies. You have the range demoralize.
I was trying to think if I could jump.
You can jump a 5-foot gap for free, basically, with no check.
Oh, wow. Nice.
If it's any more than that, you have to roll.
Oh, well, why didn't you tell him that earlier,
Sorry,
Dungeon Master?
He would get bonuses for tumbling through.
Yeah, tumbling through gets me panache, which is the idea.
It's the better option.
And I think with my third action, I don't want to just put myself in between the two enemies and just be a sitting duck for the next round.
So both of you have fear, right? You have it in the form of demoralize. Brian has it in the form of his familiar shenanigans hex thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys could debuff different targets.
That's true. I don't know if I'd have a better chance against the scorpion or the gremlin. But you speak Fey, don't you, Zara?
I do indeed.
Well, then you are better off trying to demoralize the gremlin, and I will try the scorp.
Well, he does his fear through something different.
Okay, so you don't have to speak to it even to try to demoralize it.
Not with the particular spell that I chose.
Okay.
Not with Shroud of Night.
Yeah, it's a sex cantrip.
Okay.
He just exudes fear.
Yes.
All right, so I'll make an intimidation check against the scorpion with my third action. Oh my goodness. That is a 25.
Ooh.
I think I misspoke earlier, by the way, Jay. I think it's the demoralize action.
Yeah, demoralize.
Yeah, I thought that's what you said.
It's fine, though. It uses the same.
That is... I was going to say it was a critical success, except that you don't have the same language, so it's -4. So it is a normal success.
Right.
You have demoralized the scorpion.
Okay.
He's afraid.
I like demoralizing insects. It makes me feel powerful.
Alright, so Zara's turn.
Okay, so since the scorpion's already frightened, I'm going to try out a new cantrip called Void Warp.
That sounds cool.
The scorpion makes a fortitude save, basic fortitude. You call upon the void to harm life force. So I picture like this orb of black energy coming up to grab the scorpion.
It succeeds on its save.
All right, awesome. Then I will...
Well, you still deal damage here.
Yeah, you still deal half damage.
Okay.
Get voided, you scorp.
Oh,
All right.
okay, that's
so
not
rolled
bad.
6, but half is 3.
Oh, okay.
So you drain some of the scorpion's life force away
Yes.
Awesome.
with your black magic.
And then I'm going to have Mr. Crowley fly back away from it since he doesn't need to be adjacent to it right now. And then third action, I think I'll go ahead and cast Protect Companion on Mr. Crowley again.
I'm glad your little friend flew away because I'm cooking up another ball of acid and I'm going to throw it at the scorp. If I put that to the side of the scorp, does that still potentially splash Stoke?
Yes. It's...
No!
Oh, wait. 5-foot burst is targeting an intersection on the grid, not a grid square.
Right.
So you could actually target it at the back wall, and it would only hit the scorpion.
Okay.
I'm gonna fling some acid at the wall and just let it dribble down onto the scorpion.
So it's a 2x2 then?
Yeah, 2x2.
Okay.
Here we blow.
Fails.
That's good because that should cause the persistent acid, right? Or is that only on a crit fail?
That's on critical.
It's still a good cantrip, guys.
That's nice.
So you splash the scorpion with some acid.
Verrol, listen, I'm going to need you to do really well, and I will give you some guidance.
Ooh, well, that might help.
If you let me, would you like me? Can I make a suggestion?
We can fist bump if you'd like.
Wait, you're accepting my battle brother bond?
As long as your hand does not have too much soil on it, I will offer you a fist bump.
Oh, and so like Kardain wipes his glove off real quick
Under his armpit, like...
Yeah. Well, I did just cast acid out of that hand. Hang on, let me get my other hand, and then we'll fist bump, and I cast guidance through the fist bump.
Zing!
Kardain's so happy right now.
Guidance.
You can use it like on anything.
Nice.
It's very, very similar to like a bardic. Oh, and it goes away, so don't forget to use it your next turn.
I'll probably just use it on my first tumble through check of this next turn, if I do that.
Yeah, you could.
Stoke attacks the scorpion and misses, and then says, "All right, well, sir, I'm here to protect you, so don't worry, I've got you covered." And he's going to use his other actions to give you bodyguard's defense, which gives you a +2 circumstance bonus to armor class as long as he's next to you.
Oh, well.
Ooh,
Very nice. Why, thank you, my good man.
Until his next turn. So as long as you don't move too far away from him, you'll have +2.
As long as we're adjacent in some way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Nice.
Now the scorpion is going to try to attack Stoke.
Stoke made you more tanky, but what about Stoke?
You'll see.
It hits with the stinger.
Oh boy.
Oh, message for you, sir. Just sticking in his chest.
Stoke gets knocked back a little bit with the pain. He's grabbing his chest, reeling from the effects of the scorpion's venom.
Ouch.
And then the scorpion also attempts to hit with the stinger. Or no, with the stinger, with the pincer. And misses, but tries again and hits.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so the scorpion's barely hurt at all.
Stoke, with that combination of attacks, is badly injured at this point. And then the gremlin pulls out another dart. He's going to throw it at Zara.
How dare you, you brute!
But it misses. And then he ducks around the corner and out of sight. Now, Verrol's turn.
All right, I'm going to try again to tumble through, and I will use the guidance to give myself a +1 on this check. That's a 21.
That succeeds.
All right. Nice. So I make it through. I step beside Stoke and then tumble through the scorpion space to land on the other side of him.
You weave deftly along the narrow ledge just between the pit and the scorpion, dodging its stinger as you move by.
All right. So now I have panache. Okay, I will make an attack with my rapier. That is a 16 to hit.
That hits.
Very good. For, minimum. Mighty 3 damage. And then I've got one more action, so I will raise the dueling cape, giving me a +1 to my AC.
Except actually, you don't need that because that's a circumstance bonus, and...
Oh, and it won't stack with his bodyguard. Well, then I suppose I attack again.
Well, if you finish her, don't you get some guaranteed damages?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I do get half my precise strike damage.
It doesn't matter so much that you've got multiple attack penalty then, right?
True. Yep.
But then that spends your panache.
Correct. Yeah, but you're right. It might still be good to use here.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not the one playing the swashbuckler.
Yeah, but I think you're right. I think I probably have less chance of hitting him, like a lot less chance of hitting him with my second attack. So, yeah, I'll finish her. And still got a 20 to hit.
That's a hit.
Nice.
That's a solid roll despite the -5.
Yeah, and that's going to deal 3d6 damage. That's an 8.
Alright, so with your 2 combined attacks for 3 and 8, that brings the cave scorpion down to very low. It is struggling to stay standing. Its armor is pierced, and it's backing away, scared, since it's still frightened of you, I think.
Wow.
Oh wait, frightened should have gone away, shouldn't it?
It said it was until the end of my next turn, or its next turn?
To the end of its next turn.
Oh, okay.
So, well, it's still scared of you anyway because of how much damage you just did to it. But it's cowering a little bit in the corner.
Okay.
Zara?
All right, I think I'm just going to try Void Warp again on the Scorpion.
Bring down the beast.
It succeeds on its save, but it's pretty weak, so there's a chance you can get it anyway.
Come on, 2d4. That's a 3, alright.
Alright, so 1 point of damage is not enough to bring down the Scorpion.
Oh, man. 1 Actione left. I think I will cast Shield on myself.
Right, Kardain?
I'm going to splash it with a glob of acid again.
I guess you can in the far corner.
You'd have to put it right in the corner.
Can I put it in the corner?
Nobody puts acid in the corner. Except for you, Kardain.
Alright, it succeeds, but it'll still take half damage, and it only has 1 hit point left. So, however much you do is enough to bring down the Scorpion.
Excellent. We did it.
Sweet.
Well done.
And a sizzling heap of acid.
So if I had done a single point of damage more with my last spell, I would have killed it.
He would have gotten the kill instead.
Awesome.
You set him up for me, Brian, to steal the kill.
Yeah, it was the alley-oop.
Yeah.
Exactly. Think of it like you're giving me the experience points.
Something like that.
Isn't it so... It's ludicrous to me since I've been under your DM-ship, Thane, that like that's how some DMs run these games, where it's like,
whoever
who got
gets
the kill?
Gets the experience point.
Yeah, I've heard that style. That seems terrible.
There are video games like that too, like the Champions of Norath series, and I think the Baldur's Gate ones, like on the old PlayStation games.
So if you're like playing with your friend and they're kill stealing left and right, you're like 3 levels behind.
Constantly like fighting with each other.
Yeah, like the melee fighter would always be ahead on XP and always like level up before the ranged attacker or the spellcaster, because they were always up close.
Never heard of anyone doing that in an actual tabletop game.
Oh, okay. So it's rare at best. That's good.
There's someone out there, though, who's done it.
Yeah, a gaming group that I played with for several years in Pathfinder, the DM would do like bonus XP for writing up a session summary for everybody, because there were like 6 or 7 players, and so they would like write up a summary and email it out, and you know, he'd just like offer different bonus XP for various things, like for the person who would keep track of initiative, and like so there were all kinds of XP totals all over the place.
Was there a bonus for snack bearer?
Snack bearer, yeah, that would have been a good one, because I almost always brought snacks at the time. But sadly, no.
So there's still at least one thing left, and Kardain, you have 1 action remaining.
Where did that little guy get to? I guess he's in the next room? I suppose I'll go have a look. And Kardain strides forward.
You can't walk that fast. You have only 20 feet of movement. So you stop standing on top of the scorpion.
Conquering your kill with one leg up on its head, triumphantly, with your hands on your hips. Actually, one hand on the hip and the other hand pointing into the air.
Yeah, of course. That's how I always stand on top of my kills.
That's how I always stand in general.
I think that dead bodies should, if they're of any significant size, should count as difficult terrain. So keep that in mind.
All right.
It is a pretty clunky-looking scorpion with the mound of dirt all over its back.
The rocks.
Rocks.
Stoke's turn. He is going to move up into... Actually, he can't see anything in there unless the torchlight comes with him.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, friend.
He moves up, realizes he can't see the creature, and says, "We need the torch." And then he is going to ready his shield. And then he still has one action left, so he's going to ready an attack. And the gremlin, on its turn, steps out, now holding a sword, and attacks Stoke. But Stoke gets first swing. And gets a critical hit. Because of course he does.
Of course he does. It's Stoke. Classic Stoke.
Good old Stoke.
This is the perfect way to kick off a new campaign, is like, we flubbed the first encounter. Go get somebody better than us, and they're just critting their way through this encounter.
If I could count the number of times Stoke has critted me during one of our sparring matches, I would be a even wealthier man than I already am.
And he hits for another 22 points of damage.
Wow.
Wow.
The great thing is, both of his kills were instant death from massive damage, and whereas your combined kill against the scorpion was 1 point down to 0.
Yes, I feel like there's a bit of a power creep with your accomplice here, Mr. Verrol.
3 of us are as good as one of you, Stoke.
He's only level 1.
As I said, there's a reason my grandfather employs this man. He's good at what he does.
Yeah, but I bet he's a fighter, and you know how fighters are in Pathfinder.
That brings the combat to a close.
Well, we killed the gremlin.
All right, let's go home.
I doubt there was only one in here.
Ah, okay.
Stoke, you're looking worse for the wear. Is there anything I can help you with?
I don't suppose you know how to treat these wounds, do you, sir?
Well, I could certainly give it a try. I wouldn't let the dwarf touch you, though, from experience.
Do you actually know how to treat wounds? You any good at it?
Yeah, I actually have a +4 to medicine. I'm trained in it.
You should be able to, Brian.
Yeah, I have a healer's kit, so I can do that as well.
Perhaps we should let the lady have a look at you.
Yeah, you picked medicine, right, Brian? So you're also trained?
Yes, I did.
Do you want to try to treat the poison? It's literally just called treat poison.
Sure. Yeah, let's do that.
I dare say the two of you might take a few steps back whilst Kardain and I guard the opening here, so that nobody takes us unawares.
Perhaps we should shut the door?
That is one tactic we might employ.
There we are.
There we are.
There we are.
All right.
He actually, in the meantime, has saved against the poison and ended its effects already on himself.
Nice.
Stoke gonna stoke.
But he is wounded, so you can do normal treat wounds.
Okay, I'll do treat wounds. Oh, critical success.
Wow.
And he needed it.
Oh, my.
Cool. So I healed him for 18?
Good night in the morning.
Wow.
Yep, and you heal him up to full.
Nice.
My lady, you have a talent for medicine.
Wow. These were very different medicine checks.
Well, I'm letting you take a look at me from now on.
Yes, I'm afraid I've... what is it? What is the saying? Do good work and they'll give you more work to do? I'm afraid that applies here.
Do good things, win good prizes.
Treating more wounds than I signed up for.
Stoke is moving his arm around, testing it with where the poison was injected, and he's like, feels almost good as new. It's excellent work, my lady. I'd let you take a look at me anytime. He gives you a wink.
Kind of thought there might be a little chemistry there.
She pretends not to notice that and looks away.
Stoke pretends not to notice that you don't notice it.
My Lady Ebonvale, I must say, compassion simply oozes from every pore of your being. I mean your skin.
Yes, well, my friends do say that I am quite the compassionate person. That's true.
The color of your skin must be so from all the compassion leaking out of it.
It does tend to have a pollering effect on my complexion, doesn't it?
So what do you all do now?
We shall resume our search. Perhaps we should try this door beside Lady Ebonvale next to the pit. Would you care to give the handle a little jiggle there, my lady?
Yes, let's try that. Ah, it's open.
You pull the door open, and you see that it appears to be a small closet on the other side. However, nothing remains except for some half-rotten, empty shelves.
A small closet.
This was a valuable use of our time.
Any centipedes in there?
There might be some normal-sized centipedes.
Ah, have at thee! I skewer them on the end of my rapier.
I cast Fireball. Yeah, is it worth... let's take a minute to just search this closet and the pit room.
Okay, well, you can already see, unless you're, searching the walls for hidden passages or something.
Yeah.
There's nothing to really see in there. The shelves are all empty.
Okay.
The pit is 20 feet deep. If you wanted to search through the mess at the bottom, you could send someone down there to do that, but...
Gross.
No, thanks.
Master Kardain, would you care to send your stick into the pit to have a closer look?
You mean Braun? No, Braun doesn't do pits.
Ah, I see. I assumed it was sort of an earthy creature, but...
I mean, well, okay, I want to clarify. He does do, rabbit burrows. If I ask him really nicely, he'll look in there for me, but not a giant centipede pit.
Very well, Stoke. Lead the way. Where there's one gremlin, there are bound to be more.
Yes, sir. Perhaps you could hand me the torch.
Yes, here you are.
It was kind of nice that you were holding the torch, though, so he had free reign of his shield and axe.
Yeah, does he use both hands in combat?
He has a buckler.
Ah, okay.
Oh, he's perfect for our party. He could be the torchbearer.
Yeah.
He didn't bring a torch with him, so he has to use yours, though.
He is designated torchbearer.
Since torches count as light bulk, I could probably hand my torch to Mr. Crowley and have him fly it over in his talons or whatever.
Nice.
He's quite talented, your Mr. Crowley is.
Can familiars carry light bulk?
I don't actually know. I just assumed that they could. Maybe I'll do some research in the meantime.
There's the episode title right there. Have you guys ever heard of the talented Mr. Ripley?
Oh, yeah.
The talented Mr. Crowley.
There you go. Nice. That's perfect.
I don't always come up with a title. Rarely.
But when I do, it's a good one.
Yeah. Makes me feel special, Jay.
Stoke accepts the torch from Mr. Crowley and advances into the next room. You all follow along behind. This room is larger than the others and smells of rot. The far right corner has collapsed, spilling dirt and broken boards throughout the room. In the far left corner, you see a staircase leading down with a banister still standing next to it.
I think we have to keep going, right?
I dare say we do.
When there's one gremlin, there's at least 12 more. And Kardain's gonna again raise his shield as he descends the staircase.
Ooh.
All right. Well, you go over towards the staircase, and when you get there, you see that it actually only descends a short distance before ending in a heap of caved-in dirt and debris. This looks to be a designated dumping ground, as you can spot gnawed animal bones, rotten vegetables, tattered shreds of cloth, bits of fur, some rusty metal scraps, and other items. The trash heap looks fairly deep.
There could be some valuables in that.
There could be. Would you like to search?
Valuable to you, perhaps, but that might be where their value ends.
You don't let nothing go to waste.
Well, have at it then.
And Kardain's gonna take off his fighting gloves and just dig in. And Braun's gonna help me. Braun and I just start shoveling through the filth.
Searching the trash, you find a few tarnished coins, an unusual-looking frying pan still in decent shape, a piece of nice-looking malachite gemstone, and a small flask of some golden yellow fluid with a rubber cap.
Ooh.
Oh.
Wow.
Look, friends.
I would like to cast Detect Magic, which I probably should have done on the heap in the first place.
We'll get used to that.
Well, it wouldn't detect buried treasures, since that would be through an obstacle.
Ah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's not an X-ray vision thing.
Hey, Zara, look what I found. And, Kardain, holds the filthy objects really close to you. So you can see them,
Ugh, she backs away a little bit. Yes, let me see that. And without touching it, she begins to wave her hands and casts Detect Magic on it.
Okay, you do detect magic.
Ah, nice.
It's a magical frying pan +1.
I'm detecting magic in the area, so there is magic somewhere in here. I don't know which item has it.
Yeah, you would need to get the, read auras?
Yeah, which I actually do know. I just didn't prepare it.
All right, well, I imagine none of your characters except maybe Stoke would be willing to put these objects in their pack, so I will.
You are correct.
Feel free to loot the trash pile there.
Okay.
Loot it. Loot it.
Loot the Trash Pile is the name of my new grunge rock band. That's crazy.
Oh, man, I like the description of this frying pan. Interesting.
What is that description?
It's an unusual frying pan.
Oh.
Characters with the halfling weapon familiarity ancestry feat are trained in the frying pan. That's good to know.
I mean, once I clean off the coins that we can share.
That is quite all right, Master Dwarf. Feel free to keep the spoils.
No, really, this looks like legal coinage here.
Yes, indeed.
So I just wash it off in the river.
Good as new. Yes.
Surely you want some of this, right?
I do not. No, thank you.
I see.
Plenty of dirty money running around my family already, thank you.
All right, well, enough hanging out in this trash room. Shall we go back out into the hallway?
We shall.
Yeah, I guess there's the room we could lockpick, or failed to, but could try again.
And then there's another door down here at the end of the hallway.
Why don't I retry picking this lock one more time? See if I have better luck. That was certainly better luck, because I rolled a natural 20 on my check.
Oh, natty twanzoni.
That is a 27.
The way that locks work is they actually require multiple successes depending on the quality of the lock.
And this lock is high quality?
It's high enough quality that it needs more than one.
I see. I'm going to continue picking this lock.
Critical successes too, but it still needs more than that.
Oh, that's not bad either. It's a 23.
23 is not enough.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Dear me.
Well, hey, you're not breaking your lockpick, so...
That's true.
And that was, a 16 on the die?
Yes.
Do any of us have, the ability to aid him with such a check? Is anybody good at such a thing? What about you, Stoke?
I don't know the first thing about locks.
Stoke is more the door-bashing type than the lock-picking type. That's a 14.
Yeah, that is a critical failure.
Oh, yikes.
Oh, man.
Well, it seems I have failed. I apologize to everyone.
And you have broken your lockpick.
Was that your only lockpick?
It looks as though this is beyond my skill, judging by the state of my lock-picking kit. Stoke, do make a note. Pick up a new lock-picking kit when we get back into town, please.
Stoke's not the one that you're usually giving that order to, but he says, yes, sir, I'll take care of it.
Yes, Stoke, please do make a note to tell Arath when we get back to the surface to make a note to pick up a new lock-picking set when we get back.
Yes, sir. Although, we could maybe fix this one.
Do you think? Oh, well, have at it then.
Wait, you repair things, Stoke?
I'm handy with some tools now and then.
Do you need to borrow a repair kit? I have one.
Could be nice. I don't have one on hand. It's not something that I tend to bring with me.
Oh, well... This is an exciting occasion, and Kardain, dumps off his pack and starts to get out the mini anvil and all the other, parts of the repair kit.
If there's anything more exciting than exploring a dungeon, it's repairing things whilst exploring the dungeon. Wonderful. Simply wonderful.
Maybe this isn't the best time for this.
Stoke, don't be modest. Really, show everyone here how good of a repairman you are. And Kardain hands you his hammer from the repair kit. Really, I insist. I want to see the work of a master.
Stoke, it is no rush. I do not believe that I could pick this lock very easily, even if you were to repair my tools.
You guys don't want to try to get into this room?
I do, but as I said, I believe this lock is beyond my skill.
Well, it depends on how good he is, right? There's certain... He might have that feat that is quick repair.
What kind of door is it?
It's a wooden door like the other ones around here.
Why don't we just bash it in?
It's not in as bad shape as the first one that doesn't have the hole through the handle and everything, but it's not in great shape either, so you could try to break it down.
Yeah, let's just break it down.
Yes, well, as I said, Stoke is more of a door-bashing type than a lock-picking type. Stoke, I will let the choice be yours. Do you want to sit here and anvil out this lock-picking set so that I may continue picking this lock, or would you like to simply break down the door?
I think trying to break down the door would be faster.
I agree.
Kardain hangs his head because he spent all this time and excitement getting the repair kit ready.
It might be quieter to fix the tools, however.
That is true.
Let's do this. Let's go to the other door at the end of the hallway here. We'll open that and explore that, and if that's a dead end, then we'll come back here. We'll break the door down. Does that sound good?
Wonderful.
All right, so Kardain gathers up his repair kit and stuffs it back into his pack.
You try to push the door open. It goes in about an inch, but then it's blocked almost immediately. And you can feel it pushing against heavy but not entirely solid barrier.
It looks like this hallway keeps going.
Ah, yes.
Yes, the end of the hallway goes into a collapsed section and opens up into the cave again.
Stoke, bring the torch over here. I want to get a look at this.
Whatever you say, sir. So the group advances forward, and as you round a bend, you see a few barrels tucked into a corner of the cave system, along with some small stools resting in front of them. By one of the stools is a dented tin plate with some half-eaten root vegetables on it, along with what looks like part of a very large frog leg.
I cover Bron's eyes.
Is it too much for him?
I apologize to your stick friend, Master Kardain. They were eating, and I whisper it to you, they were eating roots. Oh, I'm so sorry, my friend.
Yeah, we can't let him see that.
I knew that root. That was my friend Jim.
Also, it's good that you hit his face from this, because the things they were eating off of and sitting on top of might have been friends of Bronze.
I knew the third leg of that stool. It was a tree from my own grove. What are these barrels?
Let's investigate the barrels.
Yes.
Should we mention exploration activities? I think that +1 was really nice. For example, Brian, I'm going to continue to raise my shield.
Okay, sure, yeah, I'll scout.
Is there something that Jay in particular could do as like a melee combatant that would give him like an edge? Or like, what if he was the scouter and then Brian, you spammed a spell? Isn't there like a repeat a spell?
There is continually casting a spell as an option, but you have to move extra slow to do that.
Well, that's true for my action too, though. I move at half speed.
I think casting a spell is like 150 feet max per minute or something. Very slow.
Oh, so it's even slower than like scouting or raising your shield?
Yeah.
I see.
Avoid notice could be decent for me, because it determines whether the enemies can see me at the start of combat.
What if you were the guy that was like looking for scary things like traps?
Yeah, that could be. I was going to say, Zara, if you wanted to investigate, it allows you to make recall knowledge a secret check to discover clues among the various things you can see and engage with along the way.
Yeah, that's a great idea. And repeat a spell is moving at half speed.
And we're not going very fast, I don't think. And one of us should probably be scouting, but not more than one of us.
What about search? That's the hidden doors, concealed hazards,
yes.
so on. Like, sure, we could get a +1. We could go for that +1 on initiative, but it's like we've run into several traps.
That's what Stoke was doing here. And actually, as you were approaching the room, going inside, Verrol, you take a step past him, and the others start to filter in, and he says, "Hold on, I think I hear something." And let's roll initiative.
Ooh.
Okay, I was going to say, Kardain, you would probably be best at searching, right? You're a high wisdom, aren't you?
I am a high wisdom.
Yeah, so searching might be your bag.
That's true, but I want to try out having my shield raised as a freebie. But yeah, I think that's true. Maybe I'll try that exploration out in the future.
Verrol is going on a 15.
Zara got a 9.
Oh, I rolled perfect. 27.
Oh.
Kardain, you're first. You don't know what's out there, but you just know that Stoke heard something.
Hey, Stoke, what do you sense?
Yeah, he gestures towards the barrels. Something over there.
The barrels? Well, I don't see anything. Has it been 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. Kardain will splash himself with some water, just kind of keep himself awake, and I'll cast Rousing Splash on myself.
Okay.
Nice. 1 whole temp HP.
Hey, it lasts for a minute.
Oh, that's refreshing. And then I will... Can I seek? I could move.
You can seek.
Yeah, let me seek, actually. Kardain's got decent perception as a whiz character. Can I aim my seek at the barrels?
Seek. You scan an area for signs of creatures or objects. Choose an area. GM determines the area you can scan, almost always 30 feet or less in any dimension. And then I make secret perception check. So yeah, you can look around the barrels.
I'm going to get in for a closer look, guys.
You scan around the area and you spot creature in question. It's hiding, barely poking out from behind some of the barrels. You see a strange, very small creature with a kind of dog head and fur all over its body, and it has a short sword on its belt and the short bow in its hand.
I see.
Weird.
And it's just peeking out from behind the barrels.
Oh, that's my last action.
So Stoke, he is aware of the creature. He can't really get to it very well in melee, since it's blocked by all of the barrels.
So he does a double front flip over the barrels?
I guess maybe it's just difficult terrain in this square that's half blocked. So, moves forward and is attacking the creature through cover. He makes 2 attacks with his battle axe. Second one hits.
Nice.
Deals significant damage to the creature. It barks and howls, whimpers.
Does that echo through the caves?
It does. So then, its turn. Creature backs farther away and then starts shooting with his bow. Gets a critical hit on Stoke.
Oh.
And rolled very poorly. Dealing only 6 points of damage total.
Wow. That's really low for a short bow, because I'm pretty sure that's a deadly weapon.
Yeah, it is.
And misses with his second shot. So he's now dodged out of sight from all of you, but he went directly behind the big pile of barrels into the corner. Then you see another of these blue creatures that you saw before, one of those blue gremlins, comes out around the corner to the next area. And this one decides to simply charge forward with his sword and attacks Stoke from behind. It hits. Stoke takes 1 point of damage from the little gremlin's short sword.
Dink!
And then a third creature that looks like the first one emerges.
A little dog-faced person.
Yes. So the little dog creature comes around, and it is flanking with the blue gremlin. Misses with the first attack, hits with the second, deals another 1 point of damage.
All right.
Verrol.
No one damages my servant without my leave.
Even for 1 point.
I will advance upon the larger gremlin who just came, the blue one who just came in, and I will flank with Stoke against this blue gremlin.
Before you do anything else, make a will save with disadvantage.
A will?
Oh.
Disadvantage? What is disadvantage?
Disadvantage doesn't actually exist, but it is a misfortune effect, so roll twice and take the worst roll in the will save.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's pretty bad. That's an 8, and then a 16. So the 8.
You're running over towards the gremlin, and you stub your toe on a rock, and you stumble forward, but you get into position, and it just seems like you have a feeling that things are not going your way at the moment.
What?
Wow.
So you have misfortune on your attack rolls now,
Oh my goodness.
as you're trying to attack it, and I will tell you of anything else as it comes up.
Misfortune. It's a gremlin trick.
How misfortunate.
Yes, very misfortunate.
Verrol, are you having a bit of trouble up there?
Apparently so. I seem to have stumbled. It's not like me at all.
I mean, that is like you. You stumble through all the time.
Well, that's tumbling. There's not an S on that one. I will attempt to feint and make a deception check against this gremlin.
Oh, don't faint, Verrol.
You must have really stubbed your toe bad then.
Do it with the misfortune effect on that also.
Oh, on that also? I don't really want to do it then. I thought it was just attack rolls. So does everything I do have misfortune?
Sounds like it's everything.
Alright, fine, I'll just say it. Yes, every single roll that you make has misfortune.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Oh, wow.
All right. Then, yeah, I might as well just... So that's a 17 on the first one and a 15 on the second. So not bad.
Well, it's a success. You managed to feint and catch it off guard.
All right. So I do have panache now. And with my third action, I will attack. That's a 9 on the lower one, and a 15 on the high, so that misses.
Zara, you can also make a will save with misfortune applied to it.
I can? No thanks. I'd rather not.
Yeah.
Alright, then you fail automatically.
Oh, wait, hold on. Okay. 14 and a 15.
That is not enough. So you are also affected.
Oh, man. Okay. In that case, I think I am going to cast Void Warp on the gremlin. She makes a fortitude save.
Succeeds.
Alright. I got a 6 for the void damage, so he takes half, which is 3.
It recoils from the black, wispy tendrils grasping at it. 3 is still fairly significant damage to it, so it looks weakened.
Okay. And then I will cast Shield on myself.
Kardain?
Could I just lob acid and hit the 2 dog ones?
I'm thinking about the height of the barrels. But yeah, you can pass that barrel with the acid and hit. They're not quite tall enough to fill the whole area.
This whole adventure has been like opportunities for Kardain to work on his aim, like his lob shots. It's like trying to avoid all of the friendly fire possible with these acid globs. And here we go.
Alright, we have a failure and a critical failure.
Ooh.
Nice.
Okay, how does that work when I have multiple enemies? Do I just hit the roll damage twice?
Roll
and you
damage
can-
once, and I'll apply it to both.
Oh, okay, sweet. I rolled pretty low. I rolled a 2 on my D8, but that guy crit failed and is now suffering from some persistent, lingering, acidic eating away its flesh.
Nice.
Yeah. And a go-to third action for a druid like me is guidance. I could grant guidance to Zara.
Thank you.
Zara, my lady, I apologize. I could have helped you and advised you this whole time.
Oh, think nothing of it.
I would have done this sooner because, like, we've really, warmed up to each other. You even let me a horse.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, shall we?
The horse will be fully bathed and disinfected upon its return.
Yes, we plan to shave it as well.
Hose it down.
Shave off all of its hair and its mane. Put it in a drug-induced coma for about a week, and then perhaps then it will be all right.
Wipe its memory.
Completely reboot the whole system, really.
It'll be like a brand new animal.
So Stoke turns and, seeing that he's now flanking with Verrol, swings his axe once, brings it down, and cuts the gremlin's head open.
Wallop.
Wow. Nice.
Then pulls it back out and turns to face the dog gremlin and attacks that one, but misses. And then he raises his shield.
All right.
Then the 2 gremlins will attack Stoke. 3 misses with the bow,
All right.
and then the other one
Good job.
pokes him with his short sword for another point of damage.
He raised the shield. Couldn't he use his reaction?
Oh, that's true.
Doesn't that require a feat?
Oh, he doesn't have the feat.
Yeah, raising your shield is just for the +2 to AC, right?
Yeah, I remember earlier you said he's got a buckler, so it might not be worth letting the buckler get damaged.
Yeah.
But yeah, he might not have shield block.
Sure.
Alright, so that ends my turn, and it's Verrol's.
All right, I will advance upon the acided dog creature, the gremlin thing, and since I'm still panached, I will strike it. Am I still misfortuned?
Yes.
I am misfortuned. Okay. Misfortunately, that's a pretty good roll. 23 for the first one, and an 18 for the second. Not too misfortunate after all.
That hits.
Very good. So 8 damage.
Alright. 8, that's a heavy blow, and the dog creature is seriously wounded.
Nice. Well, got one more, but I'm misfortuned, so the -5 is going to be pretty steep. But I don't know what else I can really do here. I think I just attack again and try my luck. That's a 20 for the first one. Oh, and a 4 for the second.
That is a miss. Critical miss. Zara?
Miss Zara,
Yes.
you know how to speak with such creatures. I remember you mentioning earlier.
Yes, if they speak Fey, I suppose that's true.
Do you think we could reason with these little ones?
I don't see why we should. They're both nearly dead. Why speak when you can kill?
That's what I always say.
No, you bring up a good point, Kardain.
They might be able to give us information if you can communicate with them. They're at a disadvantage, so if we wanted to, glean information out of them, now might be the time.
I'll try speaking out in Fey. You there, you are clearly surrounded, and about to be defeated. Lay down your weapons, and we will possibly let you live.
Unfortunately, they don't show any sign of understanding what you're saying.
Okay.
Oh, so they don't
They only speak a
Fae.
dialect of Fae called Dog Fae.
Yeah, maybe those ones are more animalistic than the blue one we saw earlier.
Very sharply accented, yes.
Maybe I'll try it on the blue ones next time.
They hail from a different part of the Fae realms than you're from.
In the meantime, I will cast Void Warp on the closest one here. So that one makes a Fortitude save.
Success.
2d4. Okay, that's 6 damage. Cut in half is 3.
Hey, you're getting that consistent damage in. I mean, imagine if they weren't saving against this, you were doing like 6 consistently.
Yeah, it's true. With a cantrip, it's not bad.
They've saved against a lot of my cantrips too.
So you hit for 3. It is still up.
Oh, wow, I thought that would bring it down.
Nope.
I think for my third action, even though I don't think I speak their language...
Yeah, maybe they speak dog.
Yeah, exactly. I start barking at them. I'm just going to go ahead and try to demoralize that nearest one.
Okay. Intimidation versus his will DC.
Oh, right, I'm disadvantaged, but that's still a 22?
Yep, you rolled a 19 and a 20.
Wow.
Nice.
So with a 22 minus 4, 18 is a success, not a critical success.
Oh, wow.
And he is afraid.
All right.
He's a big fraidy cat, except he's a dog.
And that will end my turn.
Oh shoot, Brian, I forgot to remind you that you had your guidance.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's okay. It's going to happen. We're going to forget it.
Yeah.
Kardain.
All right. Verrol, you've moved to where I'm trying to splash acid, so I'm going to need you to duck, and I conjure up another ball of it and toss it over your head on the gremlins. Sorry if this gets on your boots. I know you don't like that.
I'll just get another pair.
Both failed this time.
Can we get a better roll this time?
No, we cannot.
The answer is no.
Resounding no.
So you deal 2 points of damage, and that brings down the one that was just wounded by Zara.
Hey.
The other one with the bow is still in the corner, although you can't actually see them. Stoke's the only one that can see that guy. So you're just kind of throwing it, hoping that you're hitting both.
Yeah, I'll stride over there, see if I can get into a position where I can see it.
It's shorter than the barrels are, so you would have to be able to see through the gap in between, which would be right next to Stoke and Verrol.
Let me get a look at this thing. It's still alive.
It's still alive, but it's been scalded with acid several times, so it doesn't look very alive.
I almost feel bad for the little thing. Maybe it's because it's like a little dog person.
If it weren't shooting arrows at us, I would feel bad too.
Yes, it might even be adorable.
Stoke is going to squeeze forward into the space with the barrels, and
Always has been a good squeezer.
and then he will attack, and he gets another critical hit
Yes.
for 24 points of damage.
What?
My goodness.
Wow, Stoke.
So this is probably what it would be like if you had a fighter in your party.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
All right, well, he takes out the last of the gremlins here, and then scans around the area, says, "Think we've dealt with the problem? I don't see anything else moving."
Correction, I think mostly you have dealt with the problem, and we helped.
Did we help, though?
Not really, no. Let's check out these barrels. Give them a little knock, a little shake.
Little peek inside.
Yeah, little crowbar.
A couple of them contain some water, others have the sorts of vegetables that they've been eating.
Oh no.
One of them is a big barrel of salt that has various chunks of meat.
Bron, I am so sorry. It is a veritable graveyard of your kind. You shouldn't have to see this. I take out my kerchief and I just put it on Bron like a blindfold. Don't look. It's too painful.
Just a graveyard of his people.
Yeah.
I like how you're telling Braun that it's too painful for him.
It's just too painful. You simply cannot bear it.
There.
Shed your tears, little one.
You know, Braun is actually very strong.
No, I will hear nothing of it. He is mourning. He is in more deep mourning for his people and his kind. He must take all the time he needs to recover from this.
Wait, if Braun cries, does he water himself?
Yes. I know absolutely nothing about this creature, but I can empathize, certainly.
But can he? You don't find anything of particular interest inside the barrels.
I suppose we should be moving on.
Stoke points out, hold on, this one over here's got a key on him.
Oh.
We didn't think to loot the bodies.
Oh, yes, looting the bodies. That's a thing that people do sometimes in these sorts of situations.
Yes, the dog creature that was using the sword has a key. It's an old, battered iron key.
Mayhaps we ought to go back and check on the door we bypassed earlier.